What if I told you that there are 4 ways that you can activate your feminine energy on easy mode? That a lot of the tips that you have been seeing online are actually not going to help you step into true healed feminine energy. Because I know how frustrating it is to find yourself searching all over the internet, looking all over to try to find ways to heal your feminine energy because you know that it's just dying to come out. You know that you want to live your life on easy mode. You know that you want to have better, more fulfilling relationships, and you want to step into the woman of your dreams, but you don't know how yet. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 4 ways that you can simply step into feminine energy and activate that feminine energy. One thing they won't tell you about feminine energy is that it is a process. You're going to continually be healing parts of yourself as you continue to do the inner work. There is no quick fix. There is no one solution that's going to help you just automatically change your life and step into this feminine woman. Now, some of the things that are really not going to help you are doing basic things on the conscious level. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you know that when we talk about things at the conscious level, we're just talking about things that you can immediately change,
like doing a face mask, dressing prettier,
and feeling more confident in femininity. But there's a huge difference between femininity and feminine energy. So if you're interested in all of those topics, make sure that you subscribe and become a part of the Queen community. And if you aren't subscribed yet, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Getting into the first thing that is going to truly help you activate this feminine energy, I want you to ask yourself, can I live life on easy mode? Will I allow myself to live life on easy mode? Or do I believe that things have to be hard? Do I believe that things have to come with struggle in order to be earned, in order to be enjoyed? Are these things that I have to struggle towards? The goals that you're setting for yourself, the life that you want to create for yourself, the body that you want to create for yourself. Do you believe that all of these things have to come with struggle, hard work, and hyper productivity? One thing that is going to block and literally choke out your feminine energy and keep you in states of hyper masculinity is the need for control. This actually stems from a deep-rooted fear and signals that you do not feel safe within your own body to allow things to flow. Something within you feels the need to control a situation because at a point in time, you felt out of control. You felt like you weren't driving the wheel anymore and you felt helpless. And your nervous system keeps score of everything that happens to you and does not want that to happen again. But in order to step into true healed feminine energy, you have to release the need and desire to control. And this comes with a lot of deep inner work, finding out what it is that truly turned on that switch for you to want to control everything around you. And this is exactly what I go through with all of my clients and with everybody that is within the Feminine Mastery Academy course. If you are interested in that, make sure you check the description. The second thing that we want to do is stop trying to look for validation externally and stop trying to prove ourselves to other people. When you try to prove to other people that you are worthy, you are continually telling yourself every single day that you're not enough, that you're not worthy as you are, and that there is nothing about you that is worth being loved just for being you. And this is going to stifle out any creative energy, any flow, any ease in your life. You're constantly going to be in hyper masculinity and wounded feminine energy, looking for validation and looking for somebody else to give you the okay before you make decisions about your own life. Why are we asking people what they think about our clothes when we're the ones that are going to wear them? Do we even feel comfortable in the way that we feel in the clothes and the way that we're embodying ourselves while we're wearing different clothes? Why does it matter what somebody else thinks if you're wearing something that's completely uncomfortable, something you don't truly like?
But we're wearing it because the squad said that it was okay.
We don't know ourselves. If we cannot validate ourselves, it shows that we do not know and we are not confident in the identity that we are carrying around. This is another thing that I teach in my course. It is so important for you to know and understand your identity at a subconscious level so other people are not controlling you. So you are not controlled by the opinions, by the actions, by everything anyone else does or says. It has nothing to do with you. And when you're confident in your identity and you no longer need validation from other people, you no longer search for validation externally, you will step into this and it will show within your energy. And other people will see that, and it becomes so magnetic, because when you are authentic, it gives people permission to be more authentic in themselves, and therefore they can't help but be more drawn to you. When you stop looking for someone to tell you that you are good enough, you start to show your subconscious that you have always been good enough. This does not come with a feeling. You first step into the knowing that you are enough. You step into the knowing of your identity. The feeling comes after. But where a lot of women go wrong, and what I see so much with a lot of women who first come to me struggling to find their identity, struggle to get into their feminine energy, and struggle to step into their dream body, they have a lack of identity, or they are afraid of a new identity. But you have two choices. You're either going to step into the new identity, and yes, it's going to be scary. Yes, it's going to be unfamiliar, but I promise you it's going to change your life for the better, and you will no longer be stuck in this identity that is not serving you, that is causing you shame, guilt, sadness on a daily basis. But you have two choices. You can either step into her and have a full life transformation, or you can stay in this one that's comfortable, that will keep you in regret and will keep you stuck for your entire life. At the end of your life, there will be no one to blame but you. And this leads me into my third point. We need to make ourselves a priority every single day. I want you to ask yourself how much you prioritize men above yourself. How much do you prioritize the views of men above yourself? How much do you prioritize your friendships or your friends' opinions, spending time with your friends above yourself? How often do you spend your time prioritizing people, even in your family, over yourself? That saying that you can't help somebody else put on their air mask until you put yours on an airplane, this is true in life. You can't help somebody else until you can help yourself. You can't fully love someone else until you understand what it means to love yourself. You can't be a good friend to others if you can't be a good friend to yourself. Okay, so when you're making yourself a priority, you are also setting boundaries. You are also making time for yourself and making sure that if something doesn't feel aligned, you are cutting it out. You're not making room for it. You do not allow fear to control you, because you are allowing yourself to dive deep into love. You are allowing yourself to fully understand what it means to embody a new, confident identity. You are allowing yourself to fully understand what it means to embody your feminine energy. You won't be able to understand what your feminine energy feels like, looks like, sounds like internally. You won't be able to trust yourself or build confidence within yourself unless you make yourself a priority, unless you give yourself time, unless you give yourself the space to prioritize yourself. So what does it look like to prioritize yourself? Finally, investing in hobbies that we have wanted to do for months or years. So many people are so afraid to invest in themselves because they see it as they are throwing away money, or they see it as they are throwing away time, and it could be better spent on doing things that are keeping them in hypermasculinity and away from their dream life and their dream body. If you invest in a trainer, you are inevitably going to see progress in the gym. Or we could do it by ourselves for years and years on end and keep trying to do different diets and things that are not going to work and keep getting discouraged and then keep going through these cycles and loops. That's just how it is. We want to dance or paint, but we don't want to invest the money to take a class. Why? We know it's going to add value to our lives, and money is only a trade of value. That's it. So if it's going to add value to our lives and help us show up better, help us to enjoy our lives more, and help us to step into a life that we love, why would we not invest in that? If we want to learn how to make more money or how to invest, why would we not start taking the steps towards maybe investing in the books to learn that, investing in the courses to learn that? Why are we allowing fear to control whether or not we make ourselves a priority? When you can overcome this fear, and I see this with all of my clients and all of the girls in the course, when you overcome fear, you unlock so many opportunities and so many things in your life. You start to realize that you truly are limitless, and the only thing that has ever been limiting you is yourself, your subconscious beliefs, and the fear that you identify with yourself and your internal reality. And the very last thing that we're going to do to really unlock this feminine energy and activate this feminine energy is start to practice unlocking our voice with authority. I know that there's so many women who are scared to speak up for themselves, to say no to friends, to say no to different things people have invited them to say no when somebody calls them and they just simply don't want to speak to them. When you can start to say no in a healthy way, you're going to speak up for that little girl who felt like nobody was advocating for her. As an adult, you have to learn how to advocate for yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. If something makes you uncomfortable, we need to start speaking up about things and setting boundaries with people. So many times in my life, I didn't speak up for myself because one, I didn't do the other three things. So I didn't love myself, I didn't prioritize myself. I was seeking the validation of other people, and that was completely destroying this last piece. But I had gone through so much trauma and so much mental turmoil that I didn't see the need to speak up for myself. I always waited for someone else to do it for me, and it never happened. And through that, I went through so many traumatic experiences that I did not have to go through. There are so many things that we allow ourselves to go through simply because we do not feel comfortable to speak up for ourselves. The only way you're going to start feeling comfortable speaking up for yourself is practicing bit by bit, bigger things each time, and stepping into authority. Because you are the one that's living in this body. You're the one that is speaking to people on a daily basis and living in this reality. So you have a choice. If you want to sit in the back seat of your life and watch it pass you by, that is your choice. But you also have a choice to set boundaries with people, set boundaries with those friends, set boundaries with those people you are no longer serving you, that feed into vices that are no longer serving your highest self, your better good, that are holding you back, keeping you distracted, setting boundaries with relationships or with men who are taking advantage of you. These things are draining your feminine energy. They are draining your flow, your passion, and purpose in life. They are distractions. When you can overcome these distractions and start to healthily set boundaries and learn to say no to things, you're going to see not only how much time you have on your hands, but you're going to see how much more freedom you have because you are not tied to other people and you're no longer tied to validation from other people. I have an entire video on how to stop seeking validation from other people and how powerful that is, so I definitely recommend that you check that out on my channel. It's so important to understand as you're healing your feminine energy that there can be emotions and trauma that is stored in your body. If you have never read the book, The Body Holds a Score, you need to read that book. Because I didn't realize growing up how much trauma was trapped inside my body that was subconsciously making me go through cycles of the same thing over and over and over again. Because subconsciously and within my nervous system, my body and our bodies are wired to put us through cycles so we can feel in control. For example, if you went through some sort of abuse, you may seek abusive relationships, or you may be in situations where abuse is common through friendships, through relationships, through partners, whatever it is. And your body will try to reaffirm that you are strong enough to handle it, that you are in control, because at one point that little girl was not. And this is exactly what I teach in my course, because it's so important that we understand how our nervous system and subconscious is controlling us at a deeper level. When you can rewire your subconscious and your nervous system, you start to automatically see a shift and see things change. You start to be the one that's in the driver's seat. One way that trapped emotions or trauma can be stored in your body is even through your voice. If you never felt safe to speak your mind as a child, to voice your opinions, to express yourself, you may feel scared to speak up for yourself. You may feel fear around standing up for yourself or setting boundaries, and this is normal. But the only way to overcome this is practicing and showing your body that it is safe to express yourself. And not everybody's gonna like that. And that's fine. That's just how life is. But we can either be a victim to it or step into authority with our identity and actually change our life. Okay, those are the only two options that we have. There is no middle. You're either a victim and living a miserable life, or you're living in authority and empowered, knowing that your life can change at any point in time if you just choose. Let me know your thoughts down below. Remember to subscribe to become a part of the Queen community, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.